Hey, what's up Kirby fans? My name's Inferno, and today we're going to be ranking all the main series Kirby games. I'm sorry Canvas Curse, your time has not yet come. I've got all 13 main series Kirby games in front of me, not counting remakes. For those, I'm just counting the version I remember better. And we're going to be ranking them from 1 to 13, from the best to the worst. So without further ado, let's start with number 13. So, my pick for the worst Kirby game at number 13 is Kirby's Dreamland 3. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. I assume this will be a controversial decision. There are a lot of people that like this game, and there is a lot going for it. It has an absolutely beautiful art style and some amazing cutscenes. It's genuinely a good product. However, when it comes to the gameplay, there are a lot of things I have issues with. The levels are slow. It's either the levels are too long or Kirby's too slow. But yeah, whenever I'm playing this game, it just feels so slow. And that wouldn't be so bad if the game wasn't so easy. And being such a slow and easy game makes this game really boring. On top of that, the story is really confusing. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Each level has this guy, and I assume I'm like saving them, but I have no idea what I'm doing or how this relates to anything. It just doesn't really work for me. Alright, now for number 12. Number 12 for me is the original Kirby's Dreamland for the Game Boy. There's a lot of credit I have to give to this game. It invented the Kirby series. It's a pretty innovative game for the time, and it's a solid platformer for the Game Boy. However, there's a lot of things that hold it back. For one, some of the things are just not as refined as they are in later games, like swimming. If you ever swim in this game, you know how bad it is. The levels are also full of enemies. Sometimes I feel like I'm just brute forcing through them. And some of the bosses are really fun. I like, what's his name? What's that freaking guy's name? Kabula! I like the Kabula boss fight. However, some of them feel like they're bullshitting me, like King Dedede. Also, Fololo and Falala are a lot harder in this game, which is not a problem, but it's kind of funny. Overall, I still would recommend the game. There's a lot of value to seeing the origins of the series, but it's one of the most clunky games in the Kirby series, so that kind of holds it back from being higher on the list. Now for number 11. Next up on the list, we're going from the oldest Kirby game to one of the newest, Kirby Star Allies.
Oh, I have so much to say about this game.
First of all, the Allies mechanic. It's not that good. It's really not that good. In this game, you're forced to spawn all these friends, which are just variations of the enemies, but they make this game extremely easy. If you spawn a bunch of these characters that are gonna help you, which you are required to do a lot of the time, they're just gonna kill the enemies for you. They're gonna play the game for you. So if you don't like playing Kirby, then this is the game for you, because you won't be playing much of anything. This mechanic feels very shoehorned in, and it feels like it would be a better game if it wasn't there, which is a very bad thing to say if it's your main mechanic that differentiates you from other Kirby games. Which isn't even true because other Kirby games have had this mechanic and implemented it much better. There are some good portions of this game, especially near the end, and there are some good sub-modes. However, it doesn't make up for what, in my opinion, is a disappointment of a game. However, there are some upsides, like this is a really good game for copy abilities, and there's some really cool fun new ones like ESP, which just makes the game a cakewalk. Alright, now for number 10. At number 10, we've got Kirby's Dreamland 2 for the Game Boy. And this is where I stop being harshly critical and start loving these games, or at least mildly liking them. Kirby's Dreamland 2 is one of the best Game Boy platformers out there, and that's not saying a lot honestly, but this game does a lot right. First of all, it has copy abilities, that's 1 point over Dreamland 1, but it also introduces these awesome animal partners, and you get a unique ability for every copy ability depending on which animal partner you're with. What I've noticed is this game is a lot less tedious and a little easier than Dreamland 1, but it has a lot more content, so you'll be playing them for a similar amount of time, and the extra features in this game just make it more fun. Obviously though, being on the Game Boy, it still has its limitations. You only have 2 buttons really, you have this kind of screen, so it's not going to look great, but it overall holds up very well for a Game Boy game. I mean, it's not my favorite Kirby game, but if I see him in public, I'm still taking my picture with him. Now for number 9. Number 9 is the game that directly precedes the last one, Kirby's Adventure for the NES. I know this game was remade, but honestly, I haven't played Nightmare in Dreamland. I know, crucify me, I will play it eventually, I'm sorry, but I've only played Kirby's Adventure for the NES, and it's a good game. It's a really good game, in fact. This was the second game in the Kirby franchise, and this game added a lot, most notably copy abilities, and this game added some damn good ones. Hello, Tornado, the best copy ability in the entire franchise, it comes from the first game to have copy abilities. Told you it was the best copy ability. Not to mention the Flying Saucer copy ability, which is a very rare ability in this game, or some of the other ones which are pretty cool. Overall, this is a really solid platforming game for the NES. I'd even say it's better than the original Mario. Better than Mario 3 though? I don't know. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Number 8. Number 8 on the list? Number 8 on the list is Kirby's Triple Deluxe for the 3DS. I don't have as much to say about this game as I like to. It's not extremely memorable, but what is memorable is Hypernova, the superpower of this game, which allows you to suck up literally everything in your sight. It's pretty fun, and it's a good gimmick for a Kirby game because, you know, Kirby sucks. Yeah, you guys get that one. If you're a Kirby fan, you get that one. This game does have overall good level design and some cool copy abilities, but it's not super memorable. However, as a whole, this game is a very solid Kirby game. Not much else to say. Number 7. At number 7, this gets hard, but I'm gonna have to go with Kirby 64 for the N64, also known as Kirby the Crystal Shards. This game... Crystal Shards. Crystal Shards. Is that a f***ing police siren? What can I say about Kirby 64 that hasn't already been said before? You can mix abilities! You get one ability, you mix it with another one! It's like, you take fire, you take cutter, you get fire cutter? Almost every time I play this game, I find something new that I didn't know before, like mixing, I forgot what it was, I think it was cutter and rock makes a drill. It's a drill! You get so many different copy abilities that exist in this game. Some of them are hilariously bad, and some of them are broken and feel amazing to play around with. And there's other things to say about this game too, but the ability mixing is the highlight of this game. And while this may not have been a truly 3D Kirby game, which some people probably wanted for the N64, it does have some parts which are kind of 3D, and the backgrounds are amazing. Just look at all this stuff. It's crazy. I mean, it doesn't look amazing now, but this was good for the time. And this game has some really fun levels. It's just a great game. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Number 6. And now for number 6, we've got the first Kirby game on the DS, aside from Canvas Curse, Kirby Squeak Squad. This is one of the first Kirby games I ever played, and what can I say? It's a great game. It's got very good level designs, some awesome copy abilities like Animal, Bubble, Ghost, and even Metal Kirby, which is kind of awful but very fun. Also, this game takes advantage of the DS in a very cool way with a very cool gimmick, the bubble system. Everyone loves the DS's lower screen. It's what took the DS from being a more powerful Game Boy Advance to the best-selling Nintendo console of all time. And in this game, it's used to hold items for you. Now, that may not sound very cool, but it is pretty cool. You can use it to hold copy abilities, you can use it to hold food, you can use it to mix copy abilities to make other copy abilities or to get a random ability. You can use it to hold stars. There's a lot of things you can do with it, and while it's not one of the best Kirby gimmicks, it is cool to have. You also got the Squeak Squad themselves, who intervene in every level to steal all your treasure, which is a cool feature. And let me tell you, the story of this game is on the next level of reality. I don't even know what to say about it. Kirby has cake! It gets stolen! Kirby doesn't have cake anymore! Oh! It's so good! Jeez. But yeah, overall I like this game. Alright, what's number 5? For number 5, we've got Kirby Planet Robobot. Let me put it in that. Should I put it in great or should I put it in amazing? You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it for all you Kirby Planet Robobot fans. I'll put it in it, and it's amazing. It's an amazing game. What can I say? It's just really good. You got these cool robot mechs. These robot mechs that they added in this game are really cool. You got these amazing levels that are designed with these robot mechs in mind. You've got all these different abilities. You got the plane one, you got the fire cutter. I'm not even remembering the coolest ones right now because I haven't played it in a little bit, but there's really cool mechs in this game, and it's just Kirby with mechs. What can I say? The level designs are amazing. There's all these cool like backgrounds. The story in this game is really phenomenal. You got these robot guys, they're trying to turn Popstar or whatever planet it is in this game into robots. They're trying to harvest it for all of its potential material, and you got robots taking over the planet. And then there's some really interesting stuff with like the Star Dream. I don't even know all of it. There's some obscure lore in this game. Game Theory should really get on Kirby Planet Robobot and tell us what really happened to, I forgot his name, Mr. Robot. Put his name right there for me, right? But overall, this game is really cool. It's the best 3DS Kirby game. However, it's not the best Kirby game in this style of Kirby games, at least in my opinion. In your opinion, it probably is, but next up is number 4, which is Kirby's Return to Dreamland. It might be a little controversial putting this above Planet Robobot because they are sort of similar in a few ways, and there are a lot of things that Planet Robobot does better, but overall, I like this game a little bit more. This game I have a lot of nostalgia for. It was the first Kirby game that wasn't on the DS that I played. I made a lot of videos about it back in the old days. Only a very rare few will remember those. This game's also got some other cool stuff like the Ultra Sword. They introduced the ability to suck up all these enemies at once, which, you know, that's already a thing, but they made it stronger in this game. You can suck more in this game, which is really cool. You got all these new cool copy abilities like water. This game introduced water, which is one of the best copy abilities of all time. Poison lovers, I'm sorry. Poison's just a ripoff of water, I'm sorry. You also just got really good level design in this game. I'd play all of these levels. You got the Doom Spheres, you got those spheres which are some of the best collectibles in a Kirby game. You got these separate dimensions where you have all these gauntlets and challenges. It's really fun, and I slightly prefer it to Planet Robobot, even though there's a lot of things Planet Robobot does better. Another thing this game does pretty well is the story. This guy Maglor crash lands onto your planet, and you have to help him get all his ship parts together, but then at the end of the game he betrays you, and it's just not right, man. What did I do to you, Maglor? What did I do to you? But yeah, Maglor just betrays you, and ever since this game, Kirby fans have had trust issues with literally every character they introduce. Overall, really good game. In fact, amazing game. Alright, number 3. Number 3, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror? More like Kirby and the Amazing Game, am I right, guys? Up top, guys. Whew. But yeah, I originally only played this game because I had to for the Kirby copy ability prediction video I made, which was one of the first videos on my channel, which did not age the best. I mean, I got 0 out of all of my predictions, so that can't be that bad, right? But in order to talk about all the copy abilities in that video, I had to play Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, and I was floored by how good this game is. Like, really, this game is outstanding. And I couldn't believe it. I thought it was just going to be an alright game or a pretty good game, but it turned out to be one of my favorite Kirby games ever made. First of all, the level design and the world design is maybe the best of any Kirby game. That's debatable, but it's up there certainly. You have so many cool places to go to, and it's more like a Metroidvania type game. You know, it's like you dropped Kirby with his copy abilities into a Metroid game, and it works amazingly. It's sort of open-ended. You go to all these cool places, you go back and forth, you can come back to certain places sometimes, but all the levels, all the areas in this game are designed very well. There's a bunch of secrets to find, there's all these... It's just really good! It's really good levels design, really good world design, and Kirby himself in this game feels very good. You got all these cool copy abilities that are only in this game, like Missile. You even got Mini, which is objectively a pretty bad copy ability, but it's bad in a fun way. But you also get abilities in this game like Fighter, which this game did not invent the Fighter ability. However, I think it's one of the best versions of Fighter in this game. It's very fun to play. It feels very agile. It's very spammable. You can just keep using the same moves over and over again. It just feels very good. It just feels very, very nice to play with. You also got Tornado in this game. I love Tornado, my favorite copy ability of all time. You can go just very fast with the Tornado, you can go fast with a Fighter, and there's a bunch of other really good copy abilities too. There's so many to mess around with in this big world you can go around in. What can I say? I was floored by how good this game was when I first played it, and it still holds up to multiple replays when I replay it now. It's a really good game. You should go play it right now if you can. It's definitely worth it. Alright, number 2. Next up on the list at number 2 is the newest Kirby game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Wow, alright, I've already talked about this game a lot in my last 2 Kirby videos, but this game really is something. This is the first 3D game where you move around as Kirby, and let me tell you, they did a very good job, especially in areas like the level design. The level design in this game is amazing. The world is beautiful, the graphics are beautiful, the backgrounds are amazing. This game just does a really good job with all of that, especially with all these mouthful modes. You can do so many different types of things. You can go on roller coasters, you can do like flying sections, they're very interesting. It's a very well designed game in terms of gameplay. There are a few things I think that hold it back, like the flight limit. It's very annoying. You can only fly so high in most areas of the game. You're just very limited in terms of your movement. And also the copy abilities, there's only 10. There are a few very cool ones like Tornado. They brought back Tornado again. Ah, yes! I love Tornado. I'd marry Tornado if I could. You say, why don't you, if you love Tornado so much, why don't you marry him? I would if I could, bitch. But yeah, this game just does everything very well. And the parts of this game that aren't great, don't take too much away from it, because overall, it's a very, very shiny, good product. Also, the story. The story is good in this game. It's not the best Kirby story, but it's very good, and there's some really cool cutscenes, especially near the end. The ending boss fight does not disappoint. It really doesn't. And you got like all these cool bosses. In terms of boss fights, this is the best Kirby game. You've got some awesome boss fights, from the cat thing to the mole. I don't actually like that one that much. It's a little bit frustrating. You got the last 3 boss fights, which I won't spoil, but they're very cool. They're very awesome. If you got a Switch right now, go out and get this game. It's very fun, and it's a very good introduction to the Kirby series, I think. They translated the formula of Kirby into 3D very well. So yeah, overall, definitely recommend this. But it's not my favorite Kirby game, and if you've watched my channel before, you probably know what it is, or if you have a brain that functions, you also know what it is, because there's only one game left. Alright, well, with that out of the way, by process of elimination, there's only one other game which could be number 1. And it's Kirby Superstar, or Kirby Superstar Ultra. In this case, I'm going to be talking about Ultra because I know it better, I like it more, but, you know, this all applies to Kirby Superstar as well. Kirby Superstar is a fantastic game with so much content. You have like 6 different campaigns, you have all these side modes, and all of them are really good. It's just the ultimate Kirby experience, what can I say? The first game you play is like Spring Breeze, which is alright. It's like a remake of the first Kirby game, if I'm right. It doesn't like faithfully recreate it, but it has a bunch of the levels from it. You also got Dynablade, which is another pretty good mode, but the absolute best modes are Milky Way Wishes, where you collect all the copy abilities over time and you can change them wherever you want. You got all these cool levels. Meta Nightmare, where you play as Meta Knight and you play through all these campaigns. It's a really cool mode, really cool. And then, of course, what else could it be? The Great Cave Offensive. The Great Cave Offensive is absolutely phenomenal. One of the best products in the Kirby game is this sub-game of Kirby Superstar. You just go through all these worlds, collect all this rare, cool treasure. There's so many references. You get money, you go through these open worlds. It's amazing. You just have to play it if you haven't played Kirby. And if you have played Kirby, go play it again right now, why not? You also got the Arena, which is a fun boss rush mode. You got the True Arena, which is something I still haven't beaten. And that's not even mentioning the amazing mini-games this game has. The Gourmand Race, the Megaton Punch, the Quick Draw, the Conveyor Belt game. What else is there? There's the... oh yeah, the Shooting Range. Yeah, the Shooting Range. All of those are amazing, and they're not even full games. So this game just has all the Kirby content you could ever want, including mini-games, a number of full campaigns, which are on their own some of the best things in the Kirby franchise, and what can I say, it's the ultimate Kirby game. So yeah, that's my final ranking. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with, and put your own ranking in the comments if you want. I'll respond to every single comment I get, and that's a promise. Until like a year. That's a year-long promise, I think. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got some really big projects in the work, so that's why it's been so long since my last video, but I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. I've got big things in the work. It's related to Minecraft. You probably know if you watched Campfire News. Alright, see you later. I'm turning off the camera.